All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to quarterfinal day number 1, and we've got Alcaraz taking on Lehecka. Alcaraz has looked so good all week. He hasn't broken a sweat. I think he's been broken once on serve for the entire week. And, has just been so good. And had it so easy too. But he has played Lehecka a few times, and it hasn't been easy. They played at Queen's Club. That was this year. And in the final, and it was a 3-setter. So these guys do have history. Or at least they've played each other a few times. This is a Grand Slam. So best of 5 will be interesting. Lehecka did beat Alcaraz in the quarterfinals of Doha earlier in this year, though. So on the hard courts, Lehecka did win the match they played. So if that makes any difference to you, but I mean, best of 5 sets, the way that Alcaraz has been playing, it's like, how's Lehecka going to win this? He's probably not, right? Maybe he gets a set, but I don't see Alcaraz losing this unless he just completely forgets how to play like he was, forgets how he was playing. You know, he's been playing so good. Can we just skip to Sincaraz? What, you don't want to watch Djokovic Alcaraz? Come on now. There's still that match. That's still a great match. Potentially. Depending on what happens tonight. I mean, if Fritz and Djokovic go the distance, then maybe it's not as fun. But Lehecka seems to be a bit tricky for Alcaraz. Yeah, I mean, he has gotten sets off Alcaraz before. You know, he has pushed Alcaraz, and he has beaten Alcaraz once. But February was a weird time because remember, Sinner got banned in February, and the number 1 ranking was up for grabs, and everyone fell over. So February was a weird time. So I don't know how much we look at that match from an Alcaraz point of view as a bad loss or anything to worry about. Too easy for Alcaraz. He should win in 3. Well, that seems to be the that seems to be the favorite pick prediction. Someone's got their life savings on Lehecka. That's crazy. You're crazy. It could be a Lehecka Fritz semi. I mean, yeah, but unlikely. But yeah, technically it could. I mean, yes, you're right. That could be a combination of matches, but I doubt it very much. I don't think we're getting 2 upsets today. We could get an Alcaraz versus Fritz semi, though. I think Djokovic versus Fritz is closer than this matchup. I think the Djokovic-Fritz match is definitely, I think that should be closer than this. This should be Alcaraz winning in 4, or maybe even straights. I think Djokovic can beat Alcaraz or Sinner, but he can't beat them both in the same tournament. Okay. Yeah. I don't know about Sinner. I mean, he has beaten Alcaraz recently, so we kind of can go, yeah, well, he can beat Alcaraz. We've seen that, but we haven't seen him beat Sinner for a while. So, I don't know. If Alcaraz doesn't win this match, which would be wild, and Djokovic plays Sinner in the final, I don't know if Djokovic can beat Sinner even if he avoids Alcaraz. I don't know. But the thing is, there's only one matchup that I don't want to see in the semis. Can anyone name that matchup? And look, this again, no disrespect to the players that make it, but there's only one match that I don't want to see in the semis of this on this side of the draw. Can anyone guess what the match that is? Demon or Sinner. But that's at the top half. I definitely don't want to see that. You're right. I don't want to see that. Yeah, Djokovic Lehecka. I don't want to see that match. I don't want to see that match. I don't want to see that match. I'd rather take Fritz Lehecka than Djokovic Lehecka. I feel like Djokovic Lehecka, we saw it in Australia. It was a letdown. And if Lehecka does beat Alcaraz, which is a very big if he beats Alcaraz and makes his first semi-final of a major, beating Alcaraz, and then you got to play Djokovic, I don't know if he can go. I don't think he's going to be competitive back-to-back. And Djokovic, I mean, again, if Djokovic beats Fritz, if he beats Fritz in 4, I just feel like it'd be Djokovic easy, and it won't be fun. Whereas every other matchup, I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take a Fritz Alcaraz, right? Wimbledon was great. Djokovic Alcaraz, obviously, is a great matchup. Even Fritz Lehecka could be interesting. But I don't really want to see Djokovic Lehecka. That's the one that I don't want. Just like I don't want to see Sinner versus Demon Or. If we get both those matches, I'm just going to pray they're good. I'm just going to hope for the best. Why can't he be competitive? I'm not saying that he won't be competitive. I'm just saying that if you look at when they played in Australia, Lehecka was just not... I don't know what happened. He just didn't show up. So I don't want to see him play Djokovic again. In a semi of a major to make your first Grand Slam final, and you got to beat Djokovic after you just beat Alcaraz, I think that's just way too far. I don't know. I just don't want to see that match. I feel like it was such a letdown in Australia when we pumped it up. Maybe I'm just burned from that match. So you want Demon to lose? No, I want Musetti to win. I want Musetti to win. And what about Alcaraz's knee? Why? What's going on with his knee? All right. So Lehecka's coming off a couple of long matches. He played a 5-setter in the where is it? Where am I? So he played 4 sets in the first round. He played 4 sets in the second round. He played 3 sets in the third. And he played 4 against Mannarino. So he's played Coric, Echeverry, Collignon, who took out Rude, and took out Mannarino, who beat Shelton. And then Alcaraz hasn't dropped a set all week. He's only played 1 tie-break set. He's beaten Opelka, Bellucci, Didiri, and Rinderknecht. But again, I think he's been broken once in the tournament. And I haven't done my research in every single slam quarterfinal that Alcaraz has made, but I'm guessing that this one has probably been his best performance to get to the quarterfinals. By the way, Chad, just so we can, let's just talk about Alcaraz for a little bit. The man has only ever missed the quarterfinal stage of a major tournament 6 times in his 18 times of playing. He makes the quarterfinals or better 12 of the 18 times. And he's only just getting started. His first Grand Slam match was in 2021, right? We're thinking that Alcaraz, it feels like he's been around for years. 2021 Australian Open, that was the first time he ever played. He's also never lost in the first round of a slam, so remember that. But he's made the quarterfinals or better in 12 of those 18, which for somebody who's, that's crazy. Go look at anybody else and see if they've got a better record at slams at this point. 5 years into his slam career, and that's the record? Okay. He's only missed 1 slam as well in that 5 years, and that was in Australia, last 2023, where he got injured at the end of 2022 and he couldn't compete. And besides last year's second round loss of the US Open, he hasn't lost before the quarterfinals since Wimbledon 22. So besides Van der Zandschulp going nuts, he made the quarterfinals or better all the slams since Wimbledon 22, where he lost in the 4th round, so he wasn't far off. Crazy. I'm looking at his result. It's crazy. It is a crazy... And he's just getting started. That's what's so scary. That's what is so scary. He's just getting started. Man. Yeah, he skipped the Australian Open in 2022 because of 2023 due to injury. Robin.
If Sinner and Carlos make the final, who's winning?
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Axe as well. Thank you, Robin, for the $2 in the last stream. Sorry, I missed that. If Sinner and Alcaraz make the final, who's winning? Ask me on Saturday. Because the way Sinner played yesterday was amazing, but Alcaraz hasn't given me any reason not to think he can win the whole thing. Like, Alcaraz has looked flawless for the entire tournament, whereas there was that Chapeau match that Sinner struggled in, and it's like, okay, we haven't seen Alcaraz struggle. So ask me when they get to the final, if they get to the final. Because we'll learn something if Alcaraz plays Djokovic or Fritz, well, he will, if he wins. We will learn, I'm sure that, if he beats Alcaraz, if Alcaraz dominates Fritz and Djokovic in the semis, unless Sinner's going to beat De Minaur, unfortunately, if they play, but if Alcaraz goes to the final without dropping a set and he's beaten Djokovic in straight sets along the way, that's huge. So ask me on Sunday, because there's still too much left to go. We haven't seen Alcaraz look... Alcaraz hasn't faltered, though. But Sinner's level last night was pretty crazy. I feel like it's neck and neck until the next couple of days. All right, 15 love. I'm gonna go Alcaraz in. Did I say close straight sets or 4 in the preview? I think I said 4. I'm gonna go close straight sets. I don't think it's gonna go 4. I think Lehecka will have moments, but I don't think he'll have any sets to show for it by the end of it. 15-0. I want 5 sets. Oh, look, trust me, I want 5 sets too. Always want 5 sets. As we get back in the net from Lehecka, it's 15-30. Alcaraz already a chance to get the game, the break. God, it is chilly. Chilly in here. Whoops. Whoops. All right, 15-30. Lehecka serves. The couch is awesome. Thank you, Matt. All right. Serving to the backhand of Alcaraz. Return goes to the backhand of Lehecka, but Alcaraz hit it long. No, it was a let. Okay, we're going to replay the point. All right, serve again. Is an ace by Lehecka. 30-0. As the return goes back into Lehecka. Alcaraz forehand to the front of Lehecka. Again, the front of Alcaraz. Lehecka again to the front of Alcaraz. He goes down the line. Lehecka's in trouble. Alcaraz with the volley. Too good. 30-40. Breakpoint first game. No, it's Dutchy. See you later. Enjoy. Touch grass. Alcaraz didn't win any slam matches on hard court against Djokovic. Fair enough. All right. 30-40. As a return from Alcaraz goes to the backhand of Lehecka. Alcaraz forehand into the backhand again of Lehecka. Now Alcaraz backhand. Lehecka gets it back into the backhand of Alcaraz. Slice down the line. Lehecka forehand comes to the net. Alcaraz puts up a lob, but it's long and out. And we get to deuce. All right, deuce. As with a fault, second serve. Double fault, Lehecka. Advantage, Alcaraz. Advantage, Alcaraz. Sinner's record since September 2023 has been 109 wins, 9 losses. 92% winning record. Crazy. First serve is a fault, second serve. Lehecka in 3 sets. I don't watch tennis. Okay, sure you don't. Sure you don't. Sure you don't. I think you watch more tennis than anyone. I think you watch the most tennis. Slice the net by Lehecka. There's the break. 1-love Alcaraz. Yeah. You know more about any tennis than anybody. Don't pretend it. Don't try it. Don't try and deny it. Do you like tennis? Nah, never seen it. Nah. It's okay. We all love tennis. You don't have to be afraid here. We love tennis. You don't have to pretend to be cool here. No, I don't watch tennis. It's cool to like tennis. In fact, it's lame not to. And if you don't like tennis, you can get out. Get the hell out of here. All right, 1-love Alcaraz. He's got the break. One zero. All right. Alcaraz serves, wins the point, 15-love. $15-love. We had a fault, second serve. All right, 30-love. Good serving by Alcaraz. All right, 30-love as that goes out by Lehecka. 40-love. There's a return. Goes out by Lehecka. Alcaraz is a winner anyway. 2-love. Alcaraz is crazy. 2-love. All right, 2-love. As Lehecka serves. As the return goes in the backhand of Lehecka, and Lehecka hits in the net. Love 15. It takes boldness to wear pink, does it? I mean, I wouldn't wear pink, but that's just because I wouldn't wear yellow or green either. Love 15. I'll tell you, but if pink was black, I'd probably wear it. Or red, yeah. 15 all. Alcaraz returns. On the forehand of Lehecka, Alcaraz to the backhand of Lehecka. Is Alcaraz forehand again. Cross court the forehand of Lehecka. Alcaraz forehand in the net. And it's 30-15. Can we have a good match already? Yeah. We're just getting started. We're just getting started. But would you have a buzz cut? No. Lehecka comes to the net with a half volley, but it's in the net, 30-all. Lehecka clearly nervous at this stage. Definitely struggling with nerves. Definitely not comfortable yet out there. 30-all. Biggest match of his career. Well, one of the biggest matches of his career so far. It's his first time on Arthur Ashe Stadium as well. Yeah. Well, that makes sense as he double faults, and it's 30-40. Lehecka in trouble. Alcaraz a chance to take the double break here. As a return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz overhits it, and it's a back. We get the deuce. All right, deuce. As with a forehand rally. Another forehand from Alcaraz, the backhand of Lehecka. Then Alcaraz with a forehand passing shot in the net. Okay. Advantage. Lehecka. Advantage Lehecka. As Lehecka says, a fault, second serve. As a return from Alcaraz goes out. All right, 2-1. Lehecka holds. And Alcaraz waits for Lehecka to go past the net. God, I love when he does that. He does that all the time, Alcaraz. I mean, has there been a time that he's actually walked past the net first? I mean, come on. He's so polite. Such a polite young man. By the way, Chad, I got called a gentleman yesterday. Not meaning to brag. There was a lady who was holding with one of those walkers. And she was walking into out of the thrift store, and I was walking ahead of her. So I went through the door first, and I held the door. I know, I'm a hero. And she called me a gentleman. So, cheers. But no, seriously, you should probably hold the door for people that look like they can't. I mean, she had a whole walker and stuff. How the hell is she going to get out of the thrift store? She would have been stuck there forever. You got to hold the door for people. Well done. Oh, stop it. Where's that guy yesterday that said I didn't look like I was a nice person? I held the door for someone once. I deserve a cookie. Hey, I would... sure, I'll send it to the PO box. Cam, there will become a time where people will offer you a seat, you their seat. Happens sooner than you expect. I don't know what that means. What are you trying to say? 2-1. As Lehecka gets a forehand, but Alcaraz in control. Lehecka just hangs on. As Alcaraz comes to the net, Lehecka with a passing shot. Alcaraz volleys. Lehecka backhand, Alcaraz volleys. Lehecka forehand is a lob. But it goes long. 15-love. Alcaraz too good. And the crowd go wild. This is what they paid to see. Carlos Alcaraz doing his thing. Are you assuming that she couldn't open the door herself? Wow. Oh my God. Are you one of those people? Please don't be like that. What? So wait, if I held the door for you, you'd be like, I don't need your help. You would get angry at someone who's offering you, who are you serious? You're one, oh, I mean, you must be fun at parties. 15-love. As the return goes to forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand now from Lehecka. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand of Lehecka. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Lehecka backhand off the tape goes wide and it's 30-love. Yeah. You do something nice. I don't need you to keep... I can do it myself. All right. Well, I'm sure... I mean, you don't sound like you hold the door for people. Cam, do you not hold the door for all ladies? It's gentlemanly. I just hold the door for whoever. I'm just kidding. Okay, well, that wasn't very funny. I hold the door for whoever. Like if I'm walking through a door and I see someone who's clearly going to come through the door, you hold the door for people. Like this is a normal thing that people do. Is that not a thing that people do? Or people just like barge through doors and like run away? That's crazy. If somebody's coming through the door or you're walking through a door first, I just hold the door. You hold the door. I think that's just a normal thing. 3-1, Alcaraz hits an ace. By the way, you start calling me Hodor and I'm going to lose it. Start calling me Hodor, I'm going to freak out. I'm not getting harassed for my chivalry and my gentleman behavior. All right? I am not getting harassed for this. Anyway, it's 3-1. I will not be bullied for holding the door. I was thinking it. Don't say it. 3-1. Backhand in the net from Alcaraz, 15-love. $15-love. Anyways, first serve's a fault, second serve. Door shaming. That's wild. 15-love. Backhand goes long from Alcaraz. 30-love. I hold people's beers sometimes. Okay. As a default second serve. As we get a forehand down the line, the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand now from Lehecka to the backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Lehecka is good. Alcaraz gets it back. And then it goes in the net from Lehecka on the forehand side, and it's 30-15. I open and hold the door for anybody. Yeah, I mean, we're not looking for prizes, but it just seems normal. I hold other guys' girlfriends. So, Trishan, you're a pest. All right, 30-15. As Lehecka serves again. It's an ace, 40-15. You're brought up a very well by your parents and definitely gentlemen. Yeah, my parents are the best. It's very normal. Everyone should do it. Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's normal behavior. Chad, if you leave the house today, hold the door for somebody. Unless it's unless you can't do that because there's like a, maybe you go to like a supermarket and it's got like a automatic door. Like you can't really hold those doors because you'll probably get in trouble. Or on the train, don't do that. You get in trouble. Anyway, it's 3-2. Cam, are you the type of person who pays for the order of the vehicle behind you at the drive-thru? No, that's not the same thing as what I said. That's a whole nother set. That's generosity. That's charity. That's a whole different thing. Maybe I will do it one day. I've never done it before though, because I don't think that's something that's like. I mean, holding manners. That's not manners. That's something different. I don't think that's like common manners to pay for the person behind you. No one's ever paid for my stuff. But just being nice in public, like hold the door for good people and slam the door for in the faces of others. No, don't do that. Because then you're no better than them. Hold the door for everybody. Who cares if they're a bad person? Who cares? Just do it. Don't slam the door in the face of other people. You're no better than them. Don't do that. 3-2. 15 love. Did any player in history make 4 Grand Slam semis in a year at 38? I don't know, Hassan, but you're a Djokovic fan, so you should know that stat. So you go find that answer and tell us if nobody else has done it. I would say maybe Roger, but you don't want me to say that name. I know that name probably hurts your feelings, but maybe Jimmy Connors. I don't know. I'm sure you can figure it out though. 15 all. As a return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Backhand now from Lehecka. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Lehecka backhand to the forehand of Alcaraz. To the backhand of Lehecka. There's Alcaraz backhand again to the backhand of Lehecka. To the forehand of Alcaraz. Lehecka on the stretch. Goes to the backhand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz hits it for a winner. Cross-court winner. 30-15. 30-15. As the return goes back into Lehecka. Forehand from Alcaraz. Into the backhand of Lehecka. As Alcaraz backhand again to the backhand of Lehecka. Alcaraz now with a forehand cross-court winner. 40-15. Once we get in these rallies. Lehecka's not really able to go with Alcaraz, but not many are able to do that. And Alcaraz with a massive serve, and it's 4-2. Cam, I want to see you sitting in the audience in a stadium on Grand Slam final. Yeah, maybe one day. Hey, Kim Kleiss is in the house. Going good for Alcaraz since reaching midnight in India. Nice. All right. 4-2. As Lehecka losing the point. Love 15. Love 15. As Lehecka with the drop shot. Alcaraz gets up with a slice. Lehecka with the volley. Ooh, did it go in? It went in, and Alcaraz gave him a round of applause. 15-0. Nice volley from Lehecka. 15-0. 15-0. That goes wide, and it's love 30, and things look bad. Ah, 15-0. As the return goes out by Alcaraz, 30-15. $30-15. And another good serve by Lehecka, 40-15. Klaus's daughters play college basketball. Really? Okay. That's cool. Her daughter won the European Cup in 1988. Wait. Used to be the daughter... Oh, the daughter of somebody... I was going to say her daughter won in 1988? That doesn't make sense. You're saying her mum. Her mum won the European Cup in basketball in 19... Wait, European Cup. Is that football or basketball? No, it's 4-3. I'll go with the break. GMP's sister is in the girls' singles draw. Is she? Oh, is she winning still? Because I know she was there. Her husband is a professional basketball player. Okay, or was a professional basketball player. So that makes sense. So her daughter's into basketball or plays basketball. Not an easy match for Alcaraz. I mean, so far it's been easy. Lehecka just a little bit nervous to start. Oh, GMP's sister lost, did she? Okay. Klaus's dad was a famous footballer for Belgium. He played in 2 World Cups and was one of the best defenders in Europe. Oh, nice. What is your favorite sportsman in Australia of all time? Leighton Hewitt. Leighton Hewitt. This channel wouldn't exist if Leighton Hewitt didn't exist. Yeah, Leighton Hewitt. I thought FAA had a sister who played. Yeah, he does. I don't know if she still... If she maybe plays college? I don't know. I don't know if she plays still. All right. Love 15. Alcaraz loses the point. Okay. Love 15. As the return goes in, but Alcaraz with a smash puts it away. 15-0. 15-all. All right. Serve again. As Alcaraz forehand goes wide. Ooh. 15-30. 15-30. Lehecka a little chance here to get into it. 15-30. As he serves a massive serve out wide, Alcaraz 30 all. 30 all. We know how clutch Alcaraz is. As he serves a fault, Alcaraz, second serve. Serving to the backhand of Lehecka. Return the backhand of Alcaraz. Lehecka backhand in the net. 40-30. That's a shame. Lehecka was in that point. 40-30. As Alcaraz serves a let. Andy Roddick mentioned that Masters might look to cancel the let call. Apparently there is no let in the American junior tennis. Any thoughts? Or is it just speculation? How does it work? I heard something about that, but it was a Grand Slams that they were going to get rid of the let. 5-3 Alcaraz. I'm for it. I don't mind that. I don't mind the let being. I don't mind that. No, I mean, one of the things when we always talk about when we've not always, when we've talked about what rule would you change in tennis, one of the rules would be no lets. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think having no lets would make it interesting. Imagine if you served a let that turned into a drop shot on, a deuce. I think it would make it really interesting. There'd obviously be an adjustment period, like players would have to adjust to it, but not having a let would be, I feel like it would just be, especially when someone serves a big serve and it hits the tape slightly and it doesn't really make a difference, that's fine. But then there's lets where it hits the tape and it goes straight up and then you've got an easy return. So I feel like it would make it interesting. So I don't mind if they got rid of the let. I don't think it'll shake things up a bit, I think. They've done it at exhibition events before and it's been really fun, 30 love. So I don't mind that rule if they bring that in. I don't mind it. So even if it is a let, you keep playing. You play the let. Yeah. There's going to be times when the let's going to be a drop shot winner. There's going to be times when the let sits up and the return's an easy returner. It's easy return, right? But there's going to be times when the let doesn't even make, it hits the tape, but the serve goes in and it's like a normal serve anyway, Those ones that just are like a really slightly touch the net on the way through that always get called. See, I don't know. I don't mind. I don't mind if they got rid of the let. I don't think it would be a bad thing. I don't think it would change the game dramatically. As the return goes into the forehand of Lehecka. 40 love here. Lehecka goes down the middle in the net. It's 40-15. All right, 40-15. Would it mean less double faults? No. Lets aren't... I don't think it mean less double faults. I don't think it would change things. The only thing it would change is the return. All right, Lehecka. He holds 5-4. 5-4. All right. Yeah, Lehecka's looking a lot more comfortable now, but he got broken in the first game, and that's been the difference. I like to see a rule where a let is called only if it affects the serve. Calls for judgment, but that would be a good rule. Okay. Removing let wouldn't be fair, though? Why? Why wouldn't it be fair? Besides, like, why wouldn't it be fair? Fair for who, though? I mean, I think it would even out. How many lets have happened in this match so far? Probably one? By the way, love seeing Kim Clijsters getting into the tennis. She's just sitting there by herself, just enjoying the match. Watching Alcaraz and just being like, Kim Clijsters, she's just like us. She's just having fun. She's just enjoying watching Alcaraz. Like, what the hell is this guy? That's so cool. I love that. Anyways, Alcaraz serve for the first set. Andy suggests no retoss on the serves. I agree with that too. I could get on board with that as well. Anyways, Lehecka backhand is a winner. Like if you don't toss the ball up and hit it and you catch it, that's a fault. That would be wild. Imagine that. The first person gets called for that is going to lose it. Anyways, love 15, great backhand Lehecka. But I agree. Because some players use that to like reset the time clock and they can use it to help themselves. But if you had to hit the serve every time, the only thing, somebody mentioned about windy, if it's windy. But like the thing is, as we slash from Lehecka down the line, Alcaraz gets with a forehand. Lehecka goes down the line with another forehand, but Alcaraz there with a backhand down the line, and Lehecka can't get it back. Alcaraz too strong, 15-0. The only problem with not being able to do a re-throw or retoss would be if it's really windy, and also because of the time clock, like the pressure, you don't really have time to sit there and go, okay, where's the wind going? I need to throw the ball over here so the wind catches it, and I can I feel like that would be it would be a bit messy if you didn't have time to at least think through those situations. Because there's so little time between points that if you throw the ball up and the wind takes it away and then you've got to try and hit it because otherwise it's a fault, it's like, well, it kind of gets a bit messy maybe. But I am more of you get one throw. Like you can't throw it up more than once. You throw it up once, okay, that didn't work, you catch it. Because sometimes, you do have a bad ball toss and, and you always get taught when you're young and you're coming through the tennis, you can have as many as you want, but it's to get it right, to get the ball toss right, And if we take that away and you have to hit it, it means you have to have a perfect ball toss every time. Otherwise, you're screwed, which, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I feel like it could just create some messy... I think you need to put more time on the clock then to make for those... Because it's like a process. Again, Andy Roddick, he had a short ball toss and he had one of the great serves. So it's like, well, he might not have needed an extra ball toss, right? But there's players that, they're not so good at serving, so they need to have that time to think, okay, how do I do this or what do I do, so it's... I wouldn't mind it though, but I feel like, it could get messy, maybe. But if they brought it in, I wouldn't cry. 40-15. It'd be interesting to see how it works. But again, how many of those do you see in a match? Maybe 1, 2? So it wouldn't maybe not make that big of a difference. Anyways, 40-15. Alcaraz for the first set. He serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Lehecka. Forehand from Alcaraz. There's Lehecka backhand again. The forehand of Alcaraz. He hits a drop shot. Lehecka's going to get there and hit a slice backhand winner. Oh, Alcaraz just kind of stood there a little bit too long. And it's 40-30. Alcaraz was liking his own. He was spectating on his own work. And he got tricked. All right. Still set point though, 40-30. Serving to the back end of Lehecka. Forehand now from Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Lehecka. There's Alcaraz forehand. Again, the forehand of Lehecka. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Lehecka with the backhand. There's Alcaraz forehand in the net. All right, we get to deuce. Alcaraz not able to close the door on this set. Deuce. As Alcaraz serves and the return goes long. Advantage Alcaraz. Third set point. Take the first set. Serving to the forehand of Lehecka. Good return. Alcaraz gets it though. Lehecka with a lob. Goes out. And there is the first set. 6-4 Alcaraz. And it was really the first couple of games that really made the difference. Lehecka came out a little nervous, as you'd expect. Alcaraz took advantage of that break early and held on for the entire set. So, 6-4 was obviously a good first set from Alcaraz, but really it was just that first little bit of the match that Lehecka was a little nervous and couldn't get it back. Yeah, only one break of serve in that, and again it was that the first game of the match almost. So let's see if Lehecka can get off to a better start in the second and make it competitive. Because after that first game, it was pretty competitive. All right. How much longer do you think you will have this channel? I hope you continue so other people can join. I'm going to do this channel as long as humanly possible. Until nobody wants to watch this channel anymore. That's what I'll keep watching. If you want to watch tennis, I'll keep watching tennis. As long as people are here, I'll keep doing it. This is better than the Bublik Sinner match? Yeah, for sure. Much more competitive. It was almost 2 breaks. True, it was almost 2 breaks, but Lehecka was definitely much better after the first 2 games and was much more competitive. Why is Carlos wearing pink sometimes and purple some other times? It looks better on him. During the day, he wears pink. At night, he wears purple. That's how the dress code for him is. Nighttime, like night matches, he wears the purple. During the day, he wears the pink. Just like Djokovic during the day wears light colors, during the night he wears the black. Just like Sinner wore the navy last night, but during the day he wears that another color that I can't remember because I have dementia. He has a day kit and a night kit. And this is the day kit because it's the daytime. I don't know who else has it. Sabalenka, I think, has it as well. Osaka as well. So yeah, most of the top players have a day and a night session outfit. That's just how it is. He wears the orange during the day. Yeah, that's it. It's that orange color, right? That like dark brown, like the brown orange kind of color. I was going to say he wears the purple, but it's kind of, it's not, it's more orange. Anyway, 15 love. 15 love. As the return goes in the form of Lehecka. Lehecka overhits at 15-0. So Raducanu does not say what he should wear. No. She's not even there. She went back. I think she went back to London. I saw like a Twitter saying that Raducanu went back to London. Why? She's not even there. All right, 15-0. We're back in a backhand rally. Alcaraz forehand cross court. As Lehecka goes with a backhand cross court passing shot. Alcaraz with a volley. Lehecka puts it in the net. Alcaraz too good. 15-30. Alcaraz just too solid right now. What's my favorite meal to eat? I do love buttered chicken. As with a volley now from Lehecka goes long, 15-40. $15. 15-40. As Lehecka serves the fault. Second serve. As return goes in the forehand of Lehecka. It goes off the tape. Alcaraz around the net. Lehecka in the net. There's the break. Was it around the net or was it just over the post? We'll have to check the replay. It looked like it was close to around the net. I don't think it was technically round the net post. It might have been over the net post, but it could have been over the net post to the side of the court, though. Would you ever move to Queensland? No. I don't know anyone who lives in... I mean, I know two people who live in Queensland. But no, I wouldn't move. Why would I move to Queensland? Everyone I know is in Melbourne. All right. Would you move to Queensland? Or would you move away from your family and friends? Better weather in Byron Bay? Yeah, but like no family, no friends. Why would I move to Queensland if I don't have any friends? Or why would I move to Byron Bay if I don't know anyone? I don't need it. I did that already. I moved to the UK. I did that already. Anyways, that goes out by Alcaraz, love 15. I have no plans on moving to Queensland. Also, I think the internet might be worse up there, so that's not ideal. That's going in the FAQ. Now, the FAQ is frequently asked questions. That's just a random asked question. That's the RAQ. So it goes on the random asked questions. And I am saying ask, not ask, just so you know. Backhand return goes a slice of Alcaraz. Slice from Lehecka. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Lehecka backhand. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Slice from Lehecka again. Alcaraz forehand. As we're backhand now from Lehecka goes the forehand of Alcaraz. He puts it down. Up goes a lob by Lehecka. But it goes wide. 15-0. Tim Tams or chocolate digestives? Tim Tams? Are you even serious? What are you talking about? That's crazy. Dill, you are asking some random questions that also have like obvious answers. What are you talking about? We want you back in the UK. We know you love the weather here, and it would be great to talk tennis here. Yeah, I mean, I love the UK, and I do love the weather because I like winter. I like rain. I don't do well in the heat. 4-and a 4 rally as that goes out by Lehecka 30-15. What the FAQ? Good one. 30-15. 30-15. And we'll just serve again. There's a fault to serve. As a return goes out by Lehecka, 40-15. 40-15. Why does Alcaraz fist pump so much? Why does it matter? As Lehecka hits it out, 2 love. You're in the wrong country if you don't like heat. Yeah, don't I know it? Okay. Okay. Doesn't everything matter? No. In fact, probably more the opposite. Most things don't matter. Or shouldn't matter. If everything matters, then that's a stressful life. That's a very stressful life. Anyways, volley winner by Lehecka, 15 love. That wasn't savage, was it? He fists up so much because he wins. Exactly. If he doesn't win so much, he wouldn't be fist pumping that much. The more he fist pumps, the more he's winning, which is the better he is. 15 love. Why do people complain in chat? I don't know. 30 love. Alcaraz in the net on the return. Terrifier 4's coming out. I still have to see 3. I was going to buy, and I still might, I was going to buy the trilogy of Terrifier on DVD, but I'm holding off on it for now. I'll never find it at the thrift because they never sell horror movies at the thrift store are impossible to find. Because they're obviously, thrift stores are for families, so they don't want to have like horror movies on the shelves for kids to accidentally pick out. But then again, video stores had them, and I would always go to the horror section as a kid. But that's just because it's crazy. But yeah, wait, Terrifier will be in space. Is that legit or is that just a joke? That's funny. That's so funny. If that's true, that's epic. Is that true? You're just messing with me. By the way, Terrifier 1 is so bad, but it's so good. It is. Terrifier in space. I'm looking at a photo. Is that real? That is so funny. That is so funny. If that's real, that is so funny. That is so good. Yeah, that is a straight up shout out to the leprechaun in space. The 4th one. That's so good. I love that. Yeah, I have to see Terrifier 3. I haven't seen it yet. I was gonna actually, you know what? Maybe let me check. Let me see if I can find. I saw the trilogy on DVD. Help if I could spell. Oh, pardon me. Because Terrifier 3 is a Christmas movie. Yeah, they're expensive. Oh no, Terrifier. Brand new, they're about $20 each. It's not that bad. Yeah, that first one when he's sitting in the shop, they're ordering pizza and stuff, and he's just sitting there. So creepy. 15 Love. They're cult classics now, yeah. Well, the first one was just like I watched it. I remember watching it. And I was like, oh, this is kind of terrible. But now, then I rewatched it and I was like, actually, yeah, it's bad. It feels like one of those like old school like bad horror movies. The first one does, but now it's kind of become like an iconic because it's become a meme as well. Like there's so many like terrifying memes. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to get the trilogy of Terrifier movies. If there's a fourth one coming out, then I'll have to go see it next year. 15-0. As the return goes in the net by Lehecka, 30-15. 30-15. You have to watch highest to lowest with Denzel. Okay. As with a volley from Alcaraz, and it's 40-15. Cam, do you have a wife, if you found one, who lets you watch tennis all day? Well done. I would hope that my wife would let me do my job. That's... I mean, Chad, if you have a wife or a husband, do they, like, when you say, hey, by the way, I have to go to work, do they go, wait, hang on, no, that's crazy. You can't go to work? What do you mean you go to work? That's crazy. 40-30. Are we allowed to not talk about weapons now? Oh, we can talk about weapons now. All right, game Alcaraz 3-1. Yeah, we can talk about weapons. It's been more than enough time. We can talk about weapons. She is the creepiest. She was so creepy. Such a creepy character. But the end part is hilarious. All the kids running. And then they just rip her. Oh, the ending is crazy. Anyways, 3-1. As we get a fault from Lehecka, second serve. You need to get on Roddick's podcast. Think you would do well. I've said this every time. Andy Roddick doesn't want to talk to me. That doesn't make sense. Love 15. Andy Roddick talks to legends of the tennis game. He talks to professionals. He doesn't talk. Talks to he talks to what do you call it? Like agents, and he talks to, tournament directors, and he talks to, you don't talk to random people in the street. Well, he probably does. I mean, like, he doesn't invite people, he doesn't invite random people on his podcast. It's always and plus, I mean, I would love to. Like, if he asked me, I'd be like, "Holy shit, that's crazy!" But I just don't understand. I don't think it makes any sense. Like, that's not what his show's not about. Interviewing people what you got, like Andre Agassi, John McEnroe, Iga Swiatek, some guy who stays up all night and watches tennis. Like, come on, there's no that's not doesn't make sense. Beautiful backhand winner by Alcaraz, by the way. And he's got 15-30. A chance to take the double break, 30-0. Nice serve from Lehecka. 30-0. All right, that goes the net by Lehecka on the volley. 30-40. As we return now the back into Lehecka. Alcaraz backhand. Into the backhand of Lehecka. Alcaraz with a forehand again. The forehand of Lehecka. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Lehecka backhand cross the court. Alcaraz gets on the stretch. Lehecka goes down the line. Alcaraz there with another forehand as Lehecka gets it back again. And then Alcaraz in the net with a forehand and we get to deuce. I think you and Gil and Andy could have a great conversation. I mean, it would make more sense for him to talk to Gil on his podcast, for sure. I think that makes way more sense. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Andy coming on this podcast would be coming here would be different. Like that would, maybe that would make more sense, having him jump on the stream and stuff. That would be cool. But for me to go over on his thing, I mean, that's not. I don't think I'm. I don't think I'm anywhere near the level of guest that he usually has. Like that's not. That doesn't. I don't think that makes any sense. For him. As that goes out from Alcaraz and Lehecka holds. But for him to come over here, I mean, hell yeah, right? That would make, this is way more like of a relaxed, like we're just chilling, we're just talking shit, like, informal, mucking around. So hell yeah, like it would be awesome to have him on here. Like that'd be awesome. But for me to be on his thing, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Right? Yeah, it doesn't matter if we've got like 260,000 subs or anything. Like that doesn't. I mean, that doesn't matter. I mean, Iga Swiatek doesn't even have a YouTube channel, so it doesn't matter. Like that doesn't matter. It doesn't. It doesn't make. It doesn't mean like. And plus, the only reason Andy doesn't have 1 million subs yet, and he will, is because he only started his channel like 2 years ago. He just started his. If he had been doing YouTube for like 5-10 years, he'd have like 500,000 subs, easy. With the guests that he gets and and who he is, he's going to get 500,000 in like 2 years. Cristiano Ronaldo had that in 30 seconds, exactly. But that's because Cristiano Ronaldo is like... Yeah, we're talking Andy Roddick. Somebody said, oh, you should go on his podcast. I'm like, there's no way I would... That doesn't make any sense. Obviously, if I got asked, I'd be like honored, right? But again, like chat, the difference between me and you is that I have a YouTube channel. I'm still just a fan. Like, I'm a fan of tennis. I've never played professional tennis at the highest level. I don't have any Grand Slams, right? As Alcaraz hits a tweener, but it goes long. Love 15. I just watch a lot of tennis and talk a lot of, like, I'm a streamer. It's the only difference. You know? Does he want, like, a tennis fan on his podcast? That doesn't make sense, right? To have a tennis fan, like a tennis super fan on his channel. I was like, but him over here, maybe that makes more sense. If he came over here and we just talked, we were just having fun and talking about stuff and asking him questions because he's the expert, right? He's been there, done that, all this stuff. As Alcaraz hits a volley wide, love 30. Love 30. Let's get back to this match. Lehecka. He's trying to get this break back. He's had 0 break points so far. Love 30. There's a bit of fault second serve. As the backhand return goes to the net by Lehecka, 15-30. He kind of panicked on that return. Like, he tried to attack it, which is a good idea, but he just sort of rushed the backhand to try and get a little too aggressive early. All right, 15-30. There's a forehand out of the backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand now goes the forehand again of Lehecka. As Alcaraz goes in the middle again. Lehecka backhand cross. Alcaraz backhand again. Into the backhand of Lehecka. Alcaraz backhand again with the backhand from Lehecka. Into the backhand slice of Alcaraz. Lehecka with a forehand. Again at the backhand of Alcaraz on the stretch. Lehecka backhand again to the forehand of Alcaraz. He's on the attack. Lehecka with the pass. Alcaraz with the volley. Oh, what a shot. Lehecka was going the wrong way. And Alcaraz points to his ear. What a drop volley. Alcaraz was like, look, that was a ridiculous shot. Lehecka thought it was going to be a drop volley the other way. You see him running quick, like early. Jeez. Alcaraz kind of slipped as well. He sort of like lost his feet and had to readjust and then lunge. Like, he sort of like shuffled and went, whoop. Crazy. And he almost hit it like behind him. And then he points to his ear because it was at 15-30. And if that goes long, or that goes in the net, he's down break point. So he knows how big of a moment that was. As Alcaraz gets the point, again, coming to the net. 40-30, crazy. Crazy. 40-30. And if he didn't do it so often, we'd probably be doing laps around the streets. But because he does that so often, you're like, yeah, there it is. Classic Alcaraz doing classic things. 40-30. As with a fault second serve. Second serve. As the return goes out by Lehecka. Look, that sucks for Lehecka because he had a chance to get a break point and Alcaraz just shut the door with the shot of the day. Oh, man. Anyways, 4-2. All right, 4-2. All right, 4-2. Back to Lehecka. As he serves again, Lehecka. And it's a fault. Second serve. As a return goes to the back of Lehecka. Backing out from Alcaraz. To the back of Lehecka. Alcaraz back into the line. Lehecka gets over the forehand. As Alcaraz forehand again to the slice of Lehecka. As with a forehand now from Lehecka again to the forehand of Alcaraz down the line. Lehecka slice. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. As then Lehecka hits it down the line, but it's in the net. Alcaraz just with a little bit of a flick, like loopy cross-court angled backhand, which kind of baited Lehecka to go down the line, and he couldn't make it. Smart by Alcaraz. All right. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. And the forehand of Alcaraz, good return. Lehecka backhand goes to the slice of Carlos as Lehecka comes to the net. Alcaraz with the pass. Bad move by Lehecka. Chat. I'm going to earn my keep. So this is what Lehecka did, right? Why was that so bad? Why was that so bad? So Lehecka, he's at the baseline. Alcaraz is back here. Lehecka, when he came to the net, he got a short ball, which is exactly what you want to come in to the net on. But what he did, instead of hitting it anywhere else, he went just down the middle. And then when he got to here, Alcaraz is like, I'm just going to go this way. Like Alcaraz could have get a lob. He could have gone down the line. He could have gone cross court. He could have done anything. Lehecka just hit that so down the middle, central. There was no, like, he was never going to get a volley unless Alcaraz shanked it. And Alcaraz is not shanking it today. So, yeah. He needed to go for, like, and look, you risk it. If you do go for an angle, Alcaraz is going to run outside and do some crazy shit, right? You risk that. But if you hit it down the middle, Alcaraz is going to do whatever he wants all day. Like, you have to at least make him go for the crazy shot and let him hit the crazy shot. Going down the middle on an approach shot against Alcaraz is just death. Like, what are you doing? You might as well just hit in the net at that point. All right, 15-30. Lehecka hits a wide. Alcaraz is not mucking around. Well, 15-40. And look, the only reason maybe he did hit it down the middle, if that was his choice, maybe he was trying to hit it far away, but it didn't work. If he did hit it down the middle, was to try and cut off angles for Alcaraz, but Alcaraz was just like, dude, I can do whatever I want. It might have worked against a lesser player if you hit it down the middle for an approach, because then they don't have angles to work with, but when you're playing Alcaraz, he can do what, like I said, do whatever he wants. He could have hit a lob. He could have hit a tweener. I mean, like, he had all the time to do whatever he wanted. You can't do that against Carlos. You have to at least make him attempt the unbelievable, ridiculous shot. You can't give him the easy ones. 30-40, still break point. That was a good serve volley by Lehecka. Serve out wide as a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Double fault. All right. Lehecka has given that break up. Okay. Alcaraz with a set and 2 breaks. And he's going to serve for a 2-sets-to-love lead. Okay. Alcaraz going to serve for a 2-sets lead. By the way, I want to read what Bublik said in the press conference yesterday, because I feel like, because we were watching that match, right? We watched that Sinner match, and some people were like, this is boring. I loved watching how Sinner played. Because the way that Sinner played was just so ridiculously high level, and it felt like unnecessarily high level. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have to play that good, but he did. He didn't have to, though, but he did. Again, somebody said that he talked to, that they saw footage of him talking to Rami Malek, and he said, "I want revenge." That sounds like a made-up story, but I haven't seen the footage. Maybe it's true. But it sounds like made up. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, he told a random celebrity that he was wanting revenge. Okay. Like, what? I mean, Rami Malek probably doesn't even know what happened last time they played. So I don't know if that happened. But let me have a look. Can I find the press conference from Bublik? Because Bublik said, and I want to confirm this, that Sinner was like a double player or something. Like, he was like it was like playing two players at once or something. He wrote on Instagram, he wrote AI. That's funny. Bublik is classic. So what I don't know what I can't find I can't find it. If somebody can find it, send it to me. I want to know what I want to know exactly what he said. I can't find it. Yeah, I can't find it. If somebody can find it, send it to me. I want to read it. But he did put he did put on socials. He just wrote AI. It's funny. Anyways, 15-0. As the forehand goes in the net from Lehecka, 30-15. Oh, was he talking to Anna Winter and he said, "I want revenge"? Oh, that makes a little more sense. If he talked to Anna Winter, because they've been, she's been to a lot of his matches. She's a massive, seems like she's a massive Sinner fan. So yeah, that makes more sense that he would have said that maybe to her. Anna Winter is a fashion designer, fashion expert, fashion in the fashion industry. 40-15. Alcaraz has a challenger draw. Stop glazing. Oh, here we go. He's back. The guy's back that hates everybody but Sinner. We get it. Come back tomorrow. Don't be here today. Don't come to the Djokovic match. She's the CEO of Vogue. There you go. Or former editor. Great ace from Alcaraz. And he takes a 2 sets of love lead. Two sets to love. All right. Alcaraz is playing seed 20th. Djokovic just played the 138th seed. Not sure it's quite a challenging lineup. Or challenger lineup, yeah. Now, that guy just hates Alcaraz. Love Sinner, though, which I respect that. You know, love your favorites, but, that guy's a professional hater. Anyways, Alcaraz has not faced a break point, so that's ridiculous. Disappointing, though. I mean, Lehecka, Lehecka's had one half chance to get a break point, and Alcaraz hit the shot of the day. So, I mean, what can you do if you're Lehecka? What can you do? You can do nothing. You just have to stand there and hope for the best. Now, Alcaraz does sometimes, and he hasn't this week, but sometimes he does let the fourth set or the third set slide. He hasn't this week, but sometimes he does take the foot off the gas in the third set. I don't think he will today. He's not been doing that this week. But he does sometimes. So if you're a Lehecka fan, maybe there is hope that he could be more competitive in this third set. But today's Alcaraz versus yesterday's Sinner. Who wins? Oh, why do you have to ask me questions that make people angry? Because you know what I'm going to say, and it's going to piss people off because they're going to be like, but Cam, look at the score. I'm going to say it this way because Lehecka is playing worse than Bublik played. And like I said earlier, Sinner played unnecessarily crazy hard for no reason. He didn't need to go that hard, but he did. Alcaraz is playing solid. He's playing very well. But he's playing well enough. He doesn't have to play well. Like, Alcaraz is not playing as well as Sinner played last night. Because he doesn't have to, Alcaraz. And neither did Sinner. So I'm not going to answer that question. All right, love 15. Bublik hit 13 double faults. Yeah, but that's because Bublik was hitting massive second serves. Lehecka's not... Bublik was forced to hit double faults. Like, you know that, right? If you look at how... yeah. If you look at the stats, it's so annoying because people just look at the stats and didn't watch the match and go, oh, well, this is what happened. You didn't watch the match. Bublik hit, I want to know how many of those 13 double faults were second serves over 100 miles an hour because he was hitting massive second serves because he was just out of answers. Sinner was playing so crazy that he was making Bublik try to go for the impossible second serve ace. And forcing him to hit second serves like first serves. Lehecka's not making Alcaraz do anything. Really. Now that's a big difference. Sorry, Alcaraz is not making Lehecka do anything. Lehecka's just not playing well, right? Whereas Bublik was getting so outplayed that he was just trying to do anything to get a game. Whereas Alcaraz isn't making Lehecka, panic. He's just like, Lehecka's just got nervous at the start of the match. We'd lost the game, and then he's just been sloppy, Lehecka. He's not been playing that well. Not been, Again, Alcaraz is playing well enough. He doesn't have to play well. Why would you play... what Sinner did last night was unnecessary. You don't have to play that crazy. Not yet, anyway. Save that for when you play the big boy, like the big boys, But Sinner just wanted to flex. 40-30. $40-30. 40-30. Lehecka to get the first game of the second. I think he'll be in the lead. First time today, I think. He's in the lead. He's in front. 1-love. Alcaraz is not pushing Lehecka. Yeah. I guess a better question is, does yesterday's Bublik beat Lehecka? Because yesterday's Bublik, although he was making a lot of errors and hitting a lot of double faults, Lehecka wouldn't have made him do that, so would Bublik have been better off playing Lehecka? I feel like Bublik's game... Lehecka's not going to play like Sinner did, so I think Bublik versus Lehecka, I think Bublik would probably win. Because Bublik looked panicked. You never see him look stressed, and he looks stressed. Does yesterday's Sinner beat today's Alcaraz? Again, we wouldn't see today's Alcaraz against yesterday's Sinner. So that's a silly question. Yesterday's Sinner looked ridiculous, but Alcaraz wouldn't play like today if he was playing the guy that played yesterday, right? So it's a silly question. Because we all know that Alcaraz would try and play to the level of Sinner, or at least try or match the level of Sinner. So it doesn't make sense. We're not going to get today's Alcaraz versus yesterday's Sinner in the final. It's not going to happen. They're either going to both play at that high level, or or one's going to struggle, or the other's going to struggle at times. Like, we're not going to see yesterday's Sinner versus today's Alcaraz if they played, because Carlos would play totally different. 15-0, and that's the right answer that nobody will get angry at me for. 15-0, but it's also the right answer, right? 15-0. As with a 4-4 rally, Alcaraz with a drop shot winner. 30-15. Is Novak a threat at all? Depends on tonight's match. If Djokovic gets through Fritz in 4 sets without an injury, it's going to be interesting to see. But it depends on tonight's match. Alcaraz is doing his job. He's just getting through. Winning matches. That's all he needs to do. But Djokovic tonight, if he has to play 5 sets and it takes forever and he pulls out of that, like he wins that match with something, being in pain or struggling, I don't think he beats Alcaraz. But if Djokovic beats Fritz in straights and he looks fresh, then we got a match. 40-15. Ace down the tee. Alcaraz 1-1. Alcaraz levels. 1 game all. By the way, chat, after this match, we're going to Guadalajara. Pack your bags. We're going to Mexico. While we have time, because the next match starts in 4 hours. As we return into the back end of Lehecka. Lehecka is a wide, love 15. All right, love 15. First serve is a fault, second serve. As we're back in on Lehecka. The slice of Alcaraz. 4 now Lehecka cross court. Alcaraz gets it with a slice forehand. Lehecka forehand inside out, goes wide. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30. As Lehecka gets a great serve down the tee, 15-30. $15.30. 132 miles an hour, that serve from Lehecka. He needs about 100 of those. Cam, if you were Djokovic, would you rather play Alcaraz or Sinner first? Alcaraz. Right? 30-0. If you're Djokovic, you'd much rather play Alcaraz first because he knows he can beat Alcaraz. There is that. He hasn't beaten Sinner for nearly 2 years. And he's played Sinner in the slam semis the last couple of slams, and he's not won. He's not won a set. Whereas against Alcaraz, he beat Alcaraz at a slam this year. So he's got to think, he definitely would rather play Alcaraz because at least he knows that he can beat him. Yeah, he's already faced Sinner twice. Twice this year, and it didn't work. And then he faced Alcaraz and he won. So before he didn't play Sinner, but before he was supposed to face Sinner. So yeah, he'd rather play Alcaraz. This is a good draw for Djokovic. A better draw than it could have been if he was up the top. Again, I think because, and this is a very general analysis, just to make it simple and make it easy, right? Djokovic, Sinner is a bad matchup for Djokovic. But Djokovic matches up well against Alcaraz because he can get the ball back and Alcaraz makes silly errors at times, right? The defense of Djokovic matches up well against Alcaraz. It doesn't match up well. The consistency doesn't match up with Sinner, though, because Sinner doesn't miss, right? Whereas when you're playing Alcaraz, again, very general statement, but when you're playing Alcaraz, and I've said this before, if you don't have sort of like the big, if you're playing Sinner, if you don't have the big shot, you don't really, it's hard to do. I feel like I'm having deja vu. I've literally spoke about this already, probably at the Australian Open. If you don't have a big shot, even though Bublik had a big shot, he couldn't use it. But for Demonor, for example, or Djokovic, you just can't punch through Sinner. It's going to be tough. Whereas with Alcaraz, consistency can beat Alcaraz because he does sometimes get a little, fancy with it and tries to, makes errors and stuff, right? Sinner doesn't make errors, so you have to win the point. Sinner's not going to give you free points, right? Again, very generalized statement because you could pick out different matchups that didn't make sense for that. But if you have to, again, I still think at this stage, you have to beat Sinner. Whereas sometimes, with this year especially, you can look at Alcaraz matches where he's lost and go, oh, Alcaraz, got silly, he fell asleep in the second set, blah, 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 right? Sinner doesn't do that. Sinner doesn't give, like Shapovalov, he took that set off Sinner. He didn't get it given to him, right? Grigor Dimitrov, he won the first sets against Sinner. Sinner didn't give, Sinner didn't play his best tennis, but Dimitrov had to beat Sinner. Whereas with Alcaraz, if you look at some of the matches, sometimes Alcaraz does, or has this year, not so much lately, but has in the start of the year for sure. Gives up sets, lost some matches that he had no business losing because, he either just took the foot off or, the Djokovic match in Australia was a massive, he was playing Djokovic, he was up a set and Djokovic was injured and he let him back in, right? Sinner hasn't done that. But we haven't seen Sinner lately give anyone a chance unless they are better than him on the day, and that has happened. But does that make sense? I know it's a general statement, and Alcaraz has gotten better at that. This tournament, he has given away no charity as Lehecka gets a 4-1 winner and 30 love. 15-0. So Djokovic's game, I think, matches up better against Alcaraz than Sinner. And I'm not just because of the head-to-head. It's because, the head-to-head is also because of the matchup. But who knows? Maybe in the semis, Alcaraz is not feeling charitable and maybe he does beat Djokovic just as much as Sinner did, right? Maybe it doesn't make any difference at this point. But we'll see. If Fritz doesn't win tonight, we'll see. All right, 15-0. Why do we have Eala on the schedule? Because she's playing in like a couple hours. 30-15. That goes out by Lehecka. $30-15. Don't quit your day job. Too late. 40-15. Whoops. You should have told me that 5 years ago. Damn it. You're 5 years too late. $40-15. Alcaraz with a serve and volley. Slice goes wide by Lehecka for 2-2. By the way, you know what makes me laugh is it's just fun. It's just really funny to see when we do watch Eala, how many people get upset. It's like, why does it matter that much to you? Who cares? We watch so many different players. Why does it matter if we just watch Eala? We watch one player and people lose their minds. I don't know why people get upset. They're like, I can't believe we're watching Eala. You don't have to watch her. You can come back for the Djokovic match later. These streams are optional. You don't have to watch the matches you don't watch. That's why we watch so many players, because there's options that you can watch. You don't have to watch every stream. You know? It's okay. 15 love. If I only watched players, like if I only watched Eala, instead of watching Djokovic and Sinner and Swiatek and Sabalenka and Alcaraz and every other player, if I only watched Eala and I was like, US Open, forget that, we're watching a challenger. Okay, get angry at me, pissed off, and be like, Cam, I can't believe we're not watching quarterfinals. Yes. Totally valid. I'll take that. But we're also watching those, so don't cry. If we watch another match, an extra match, it's okay. Doesn't matter. You don't have to watch the Eala match. Don't come to the Eala match and come back to the Sabalenka match later. It's all good. It's all good. 15-0. Complaining about it's not going to help, though. It's not going to change things. I'm still going to watch it. Volley goes in from Alcaraz. That's a beautiful volley. 15-30. Yeah. 15-30. Yeah, Eala was playing later. It a challenger. Which I'm shocked that she is playing, because she had a shoulder issue and she keeps playing a lot of tennis, and I'm a little worried, but we'll see how she looks. As the return goes the backhand slice of Lehecka. And Alcaraz hits a passing shot, but it goes wide. 30 all. Yeah, she got a wild card into this 125 event. 30 all. I wish Djokovic was 10 years younger. He would have shown Sinner's level. Yeah, I mean, cool. Anyways, forehand volley goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. He puts up a lob, though. Oh, he hits a lob long. All right, Lehecka survives 40-30. Alcaraz missing a lob. That doesn't happen. All right, 40-30. As a return from Alcaraz goes back into Lehecka. Alcaraz forehand into the forehand of Lehecka. Alcaraz forehand goes down the line. Lehecka backhand cross. Alcaraz the pass goes out. Lehecka stays in front. 3-2 in the third. All right, 3-2. Nole retires at 70. Now that's something. Major.
What is Bubik and Carlos head-to-head like?
I have no idea. I don't know. Somebody want to tell me? I have no idea. I have no idea. They've never played. Never, ever played. Kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Sure.
Noel in 3 or 4 sets. Sabalenka is losing today, Jay.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. I think I said Djokovic in 5, but I could see Djokovic in 4. I mean, I was given Fritz 2 sets, but I could see Djokovic in 4. Sabalenka losing tonight. Interesting. I could also see that happening, but I hope it doesn't happen because I picked Sabalenka to win. Cam is completely ignoring the fact that Sinner is at career pike 5 shape. You can't really make comparisons. Carlos is yet to peak, and Djokovic was 12 years ago from his peak. What? What do you want? What am I ignoring? What am I ignoring? Who are you a fan of, and how did I make you angry? What happened? What did I say that made you angry? And who's your favorite player? 3-2. As Lehecka hits it out, 15 love. I have no idea what I said that made you respond, but what were you talking about? You can't really make comparisons. I don't understand. What, from Sinner yesterday compared to Djokovic in 2015, or is that what you're talking about? Did I make a comparison? I don't know. Anyways, return goes out by Lehecka, 30 love. Yeah, what was your point? Djokovic enters every semi-final or final with an injury if he's almost 40. Why are you doing this? 40 love. You don't need to defend Djokovic. Nobody's attacking Djokovic. $40 love. I'm confused. Chat, does anyone understand what's going on? Alcaraz with the drop shot. Slice from Lehecka. And then Alcaraz volleys it away. And it is 3-all in the third. All right. Okay, so it's not just me. I thought I was just too tired to understand what's going on. All right, 3-0. Juan Carlos Ferrero getting fired up. 3-all. Anyways, Lehecka with a nice forehand winner, 15 love. Love. Coach.
Cam is world's most successful professional tennis fan.
I would say that, yes, I am definitely a professional tennis fan. That is my occupation. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate that. That's very generous. Yeah. I like to call myself the professor of tennis, but that hasn't caught on yet. So most people could just call me the jackass. Anyways, 30-15. Professional tennis fan. That's on my resume. What did you do? So if I ever have to send in a resume anywhere, I'll be like, yeah, I'm a professional tennis fan. I was like that. It's okay. That's not a job. I mean, it could be. 30-15. Backhand rally. As Lehecka down the line. And that goes in the net by Lehecka, 30-all. 30-all. Alcaraz looking for that break. But thank you, Coach. That's very generous for the donation. Thank you, everyone who's donated. Like, this is totally free. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You don't have to donate. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to do any of that stuff. It's not required to hang out. You don't have to pay to be here. As that goes down the line from Alcaraz, slice from Lehecka in the net, it's 30-40. Alcaraz with the break point. He says sorry for winning the point. So I do appreciate it. Anyone who's donated throughout the entire tournament. All right, 30-40. Question out of pure curiosity. Why do you watch Eala? Personal or just like her as a player? That's a great question. 30-40. As Lehecka gets a great serve down the tee. Deuce. One of the reasons is the obvious reason. A lot of people want to watch her. So we're going to watch. We watch all the players that everybody wants to watch. We watch Raducanu, we watch Osaka, we watch, doesn't matter their ranking, right? Eala's on the list, right? A lot of people want to watch Eala, we'll watch. And what I hope to do is the people that are not watching the US Open right now because Eala lost, I'm hoping when we watch Eala later, they'll stay for Sabalenka Vondi, right? So we'll get them back into the US Open because that's my job at the end of the day. You might have come here for Alcaraz, but I want you to stay for everybody else, right? I want to turn you into a tennis fan and not just an Alcaraz fan, right? You might love Alcaraz, but you also start watching other stuff. Or maybe you watch men's tennis and you've never watched women's tennis, but because we watch both, you come into the streams when we watch Sabalenka later, and you like that too, and you go, okay, maybe I'll stick around. That's part of my job, right? I'm a tennis marketing promoter, or whatever. So that's one of the reasons. A lot of people want to watch Eala. We're going to watch Eala. And I'm hoping that they come and watch Sabalenka later. But also, I like watching her. I think I love watching her game. As we had a flying out from Lehecka, volley, and Alcaraz hits it wide. Lehecka gets back in front, 4-3. I enjoy her tennis. I think she's got the way that she fought against Towson. Like, I love that. Was what I like. That's what the type of game that I love from anybody, right? Anybody who just shows so much heart, even if they're down 5-1 and they've got no hope, to show that heart. I love that. Like, Leighton Hewitt's my favorite player. She shows signs of Leighton, right? But now it's also like, well, I want to watch her because I want to see her succeed because so many people are doubting her. They're going, oh, Miami is a fluke. She sucks. She's not that good. She's overrated. Blah, 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 blah. Now I really want to watch her succeed. Now I'm rooting for her to really succeed, right? Because so many people are like, same with Raducanu. I had the same thing. When Raducanu won the US Open, I was like, great, that's good for her. And then we watched her a little bit longer and then people were just like shitting on her for no reason. And I was like, why do people hate on Raducanu for no reason? And then it turned me into a fan. I'm like, well, I'm going for it. Screw everybody. Raducanu is great. I'm going for it. And it kind of just like, it's just, now I want them to succeed. Her and Eala. Even Osaka, right? The amount of BS that came out of people's mouths when Osaka came back after having a baby and didn't win a slam straight away. And then, she's washed up. She should retire. Oh my God, people were saying that having a baby was a bad idea. Like, what do you mean? It's her life. Let her live it. And now she's succeeding and it's like, yes, like I love that. I'm always rooting for those players that everyone Fonseca's the same. Well, I loved Fonzie before, but now even more so that people are like, see, he sucks. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. An 18-year-old who's really, really good at tennis is terrible and will never do anything ever. Okay, yeah. Like, I love those players because so many people don't like those players, and I'm just like, well, they can get stuffed. So that's another reason. That's another reason. But like I said, look, I get it. People get shitty that we watch certain players more than others, and I try to watch as many as I can. But I also have my favorites, right? I have to watch. I stream them. I want to make streams enjoyable. I want to have fun. And I want to watch the players that I like too, As that goes out by Lehecka, 30 love. But we are going to watch everything from the quarterfinals onwards on the US Open. And we do that every year. We always watch every match from the quarterfinals onwards. We watched Pegula versus Krejcikova. That wasn't a great match, but we watched it anyway. It was supposed to be better. But we've watched so many, like, we're not going to miss the US Open because Eala's playing. We're going to watch Eala and the US Open. We can do both. It's okay. If you don't want to watch Eala, you don't have to watch it. You can come back for the US Open later. It's okay. There's no mandatory, you must watch this, It's okay. Anyways, 40 love. Alcaraz cruising. Can Lehecka make it interesting, though? Sevens.
You've rekindled my love for tennis. Thanks, Cam.
Good. Then I've done my job. Thank you for the donation. Good. And I've said this before. Back in 2016, 2015, 2014, 15, or 2016, 17, and most of 2018, I didn't watch tennis at all. I didn't play tennis. Didn't pick up a racket. Didn't even bother about it. Because Leighton retired. And he was my favorite. And when he was gone, I was like, well, now what? I took notes about like the GOATs and stuff, but I didn't watch tennis in those times. And then 2018, with John Millman beating Federer at the US Open, that got me back into it. And then a month later, I started the channel. John Millman beating Roger piqued my interest. I was like, oh, hang on. So there's Aussies that are doing well? And then I came back to watching tennis, and then I started the channel probably like a month later. But I've been there, right? We're all been there where we've had moments where we just don't watch tennis for a while, and then we come back when maybe your player's injured. Maybe when Rafa was injured for a year, you didn't watch tennis. Maybe Zverev was gone, you didn't watch tennis, right? Maybe you didn't watch tennis when Sinner was banned, and that's fair enough. But I'm glad. That's why I'm hoping to try and make you all tennis fans, so you don't leave when your favorites are gone. When your favorites leave, you stick around, so then you can, because you got more than one favorite, or you just love the sport, And if I do that, then I can go to sleep at night knowing that I'm not wasting my time and your time. 30-15. I'm not just wasting time. We're not just sitting here just wasting a bunch of time, and feel like I'm doing something. I'm helping the sport in some small way. Anyways, 30-15. Lehecka trying to stay in front. As we'll let Lehecka serves again. He serves a fault. Second serve. By the way, Venus is playing doubles soon, so we'll keep an eye on her scores as well. As the return goes in the backhand slice of Alcaraz. Lehecka backhand in the net. 30-all. 30-all. Lehecka serves again. As the return goes into the forehand of Lehecka. Lehecka overhits it. 30-40. Alcaraz to take the break and serve the match. And the night session starts in 3.5 hours, so they might put the doubles match on here after this. If it does end now, as the return goes back into Lehecka, backhand from Alcaraz, passing shot. Lehecka with a volley. Alcaraz with a slice lob. Lehecka smash. Alcaraz back in the rally, back into backhand. Now Alcaraz with the forehand to the line. Lehecka gets with the backhand again. Alcaraz forehand on the stretch. Lehecka down the line, goes long. We knew that was going to go out. As soon as Alcaraz got back in the rally, you knew he was going to win the point. You just knew it. The second he got that lob out of that he shouldn't have gotten, you knew that he was back in the rally. And he was going to win the point. Lehecka didn't do enough with the smash, and Alcaraz was just a matter of time. All right, now he's going to serve the match. All right. Alcaraz serving for a spot in the semifinals for the third time in 4 years? No, wait. Did he make the semis? No, he didn't make the semis in 21. He made the quarters, right? But he made the semis in 22, 23. All right. Is Carlos making a point to Sinner that he is locked in and ready? I mean, I don't know if he's making a point to Sinner, but he's probably making a point to everybody that this year or this week, he's not, I mean, he would know that we all think there's a second set siesta. He's proving that is not the case. Like, he hasn't, one game against Didiri where he got broken and it looked like the second set was going to go was going to go Didiri's way. That is the only blip in this whole week. In the 5 matches he's played, or the 4 matches he's played already, and then this one today, he's had one blip, and that was against Didiri. But then he broke straight back and won the set anyway. 15-love. And like I said, at the start of this match, it felt like this has been the best Alcaraz has been up to this stage. Has he ever gone to a Grand Slam semi without losing a set? I think this might be a first. As he hits a 4 down the line, Lehecka pass, and then a drop volley. Alcaraz. Stop. 30-love. Oh, stop. 30-love. Lehecka hit a decent backhand, and Alcaraz just cut that ball in half. I mean, how does he do that with the angle of the racket, the touch and the feel at the net? Lehecka hit a big backhand, and Alcaraz just cut that ball in half. 40-love, good serve. He's got match points. All right, match point. As he serves a fault second serve. Second serve. To the backhand of Lehecka. Return goes to the front of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz puts it away. I don't think Alcaraz will ever grow his hair again. I think Alcaraz is going to keep the shave look forever. He is never going to he's never going to grow his hair again. He might as well just wax all his hair off on his head. He's doing the golf thing. All right. Alcaraz wins so easily. And maybe not a surprise considering he's been winning easily all week. But Lehecka is not a bad player. And Lehecka's had a good week. And Alcaraz went, that's cute. Yeah. But now it gets real, right? Now it gets serious. All right. He's been kicking everyone's ass. As expected. Now he plays the big boys. He's going to play a top 10 guy in the semis. And he's probably going to play a top 10 guy in the final. So now it gets real. Not that he's had an easy draw. He's made it easy, right? Didiri was in form when he kicked his ass. He's obviously beaten Lehecka, who was playing pretty well this week. He hasn't had an easy draw. It's not the hardest draw of all time, but I don't think anyone has had a hard draw. If you look at all the players, you're like, who's had the hardest draw? I mean, they've all avoided certain players, but I don't think. Let me check. Is this the first time Alcaraz has gone to a semi-final of a slam? Oh, no, because the French Open, he went to the final without dropping a set, right? No. French Open? No. When did he go to was it Wimbledon? No. He lost. When was it? There was a time when he went to the. What tournament was it? Somebody would know. Where's the Alcaraz fans? He has done it once before, right? Not this French Open. No, because he lost sets in like the second and third rounds. He's never made the quarters. Wait, what? Wimbledon 23? Nah, was it maybe it was Wimbledon 23. Maybe you're right. Was it Wimbledon 23 where he made the final without dropping a set? Or the semis? Let me check. So US Open 22, he dropped sets. US Open 23, he lost in the semis. He lost a set to Evans along the way though. Wimbledon 23. Now he lost sets. He lost sets to Berrettini and Jarry before the final. French Open 23. He lost to Djokovic in the semis. He did make this. Oh, no, he lost a set to Daniel in the second round. 23. 24 French. He had epic matches. He lost a set in the second round, that tournament too. So it must be the first time. Because then he dropped, he had a 4-setters along the way in Wimbledon last year. And this year at Wimbledon, he had that couple of epics. So yeah, there's a first time that Alcaraz is coming to a slam semi without dropping a set. I thought he did it once. Maybe I'm getting confused. Maybe I thought it was, maybe I'm thinking Sinner. Or Djokovic maybe. But man, so this is the best Alcaraz has looked at a slam ever. Basically. Hey, thank you, Human, for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Yeah, so we're basically looking at, this is basically the best that Alcaraz has looked. Going into a semi. He hasn't even looked like dropping a set. Like he played a tiebreak, but he won the tiebreak so easily. So, yeah. He hasn't even looked like losing a set. Did Sinner play better yesterday than Carlos today? Again, that's an irrelevant question because we know that Carlos is going to play better if he played yesterday Sinner, he would have played better than he did today. Who played better in the last 2 days? Well, Sinner played better, but doesn't mean he would beat Alcaraz. Right? Because Alcaraz didn't play Lehecka playing like Sinner. He played as well as he needed to. He didn't have to play that well. He didn't have to play as well as if he had played Sinner. Does that make sense? Carlos has 10,000 points. Is that the best he has ever had? I would say yes. Because I don't... Even when he was number one in the world, he didn't have 10,000 points. Can Fritz beat Alcaraz? Look, can Fritz or Djokovic beat Alcaraz? Will depend on what happens with their match tonight. If Fritz or Djokovic win easily tonight against the other, which would be a little bit surprising, then we will talk about it. But I don't think tonight's match is going to be one-sided. So I would say that the winner of tonight's match doesn't beat Alcaraz. Unless Alcaraz starts playing terrible for no reason. This guy has a crush on Alcaraz. Oh my God. All right, brother. Cool. I mean, yeah, I mean, I like good tennis, so I don't know where you're coming from. What do you like to watch? Who's your favorite player? I mean, yeah. Oh man, I like really, really good tennis. Oh, oh no, he got me. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Jay.
LFG Carlos. So happy for the dude. Last year's US Open for him was so heartbreaking. Not because he lost, but he was so mentally and physically drained. Happy to see him playing well. Thanks, Cam.
Thanks, Jay, for the 5. Yeah, you're right. I mean, this time last year, he was coming off the Olympic loss. You know, he was coming off the Wimbledon win. But yeah, you're right. Definitely a different mentality from Alcaraz for sure. Like he looks a lot less burdened. And I wonder if losing in Wimbledon wasn't the worst thing. You know, he could kind of reset, you know. And also, if he had won Wimbledon, the expectations of him winning here would have been way higher. Whereas losing Wimbledon, I think maybe shifted it. Yeah, he won Cincinnati, but I think losing that Wimbledon final maybe just took that weight off the shoulders to come here with like, you know, oh, well, I'm not the favorite. You know, Sinner won Wimbledon, so you should all watch him, right? Whereas last year, yeah, he won Wimbledon, he won the French. He had lost the Olympics. He had that bit of a tantrum in Cincy, and then came here and then lost in the second round. That maybe there was a lot of stuff going on. But now this year he looks. He won Cincinnati, but I don't think anybody, even himself, would think that he won the final, right? So yeah. So he's probably coming in here thinking, well, the last match not that he's on a win streak, but yeah, well, I didn't play the Cincy final really, and and I lost Wimbledon, so I still have something. He's got something to prove, And he's got, and yeah, you're right. Mentally, he looks way better than he did 12 months ago. Physically too. Alcaraz at majors this year has been great except for Australia. Well, he made the quarters of Australia, so that's not that bad. It's not bad. Just not as good as it could have been. It's his worst slam, but quarterfinals of a Grand Slam. Lehecka made one this year, and he's pretty happy with that one. So, Alcaraz's worst achievement in Grand Slams this year is some players' career best. Quarterfinals ain't bad. But it just depends on who you're talking to. And yeah, he lost to Djokovic. If Nole wins tonight, he will go on 4,800 points, which will take him above Zverev and Fritz. It's Fritz, but not Zverev. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the rankings tonight because things are starting to shape up. Things are starting to make look interesting. Whew. Man. Day 10, it's caught up with me today. Tomorrow, if we get through tomorrow, then I will. I'm so happy to get an extra hour of sleep. I'm going to be so happy. I'm excited for semi-finals day. 2 matches, one starting at 3 o'clock. Let's have it. I feel you on that. Yeah, it's been a good tournament though. We had drama at the start, which was a little bit annoying, but it's been good. I've had. The last couple of days have been a little bit disappointing. We haven't had a crazy good match since Krejcikovic Townsend, right? It was the last great match we've had, but it's been good. We're getting all the best players in the world playing each other, which is exactly what we wanted a slam, That's what we came here to do. Does Australia do dumb things like turning the clocks forward or back when the seasons change? Yes, we do have daylight savings. And yes, it is dumb. And we do those things. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but I think it's silly. What's my favorite Grand Slam to watch? Or do you think every slam is unique and has its own charm? Well, definitely, every slam definitely is unique and has its own charm. But Wimbledon because it's Wimbledon, but also because, especially for what streaming wise, Wimbledon has a curfew, so there's a cutoff. I know that I'm not going to be streaming later than this hour, so that's great. But also, it's Wimbledon. It's the biggest tournament, the best tournament. It's Wimbledon. Everybody's watching. Everybody wants to see who wins that. It's the most important event. So it's Wimbledon. The curfew is just a bonus for my sleep schedule. I feel like I get the best sleep as well because I actually can sleep after the match finishes, and then the last match of the day ends at 11 p.m. I'm asleep. I wake up. I'm fresh. They start a little later, so I actually get to do things at night. So I wake up at 5 p.m. and then I can go out and have dinner, and then by the time the matches start at 10 p.m., I'm ready to go. I love it. It's a great schedule. It works so well. So yeah, Wimbledon is my. But even if I didn't stream, Wimbledon's always been the best. It always will be. And it just has a whole different feel. Everybody, if you watch Wimbledon, you watch every other slam, it just doesn't feel the same. For me, is Australian Open the happy slam? Okay. And look, we all have our favourites. But for me, it's Wimbledon. Oh, man. You work the graveyard shift? Yeah. Wimbledon's the best? Yeah. I think the worst slam for me to stream is probably Australia. Because, the time zones are better, but I just get nothing else done. I have zero time to do anything else. Whereas at least with the the European events and even the American events, I do get half a I'd never get to go to a thrift store during the Australian Open. Zero chance. So I never get to actually do anything else. Which is fine. That's what I locked into. But yeah, the Australian Open just takes up and also, especially during the day, my day, most of you guys are asleep. So the chats are a little bit less exciting because there's not as many people talking, and it's So yeah, the Australian Open's probably my least favorite to stream. It's my second favorite event though. And yeah, I do get a better sleep schedule though. I do get better sleep, so that's good. But it's just not as fun as the other slams. And not as interesting. I don't get to do yeah. January is no life for me. I have no life. Do you still go for runs? I haven't heard you say in a while. I haven't been for a run because see, this is what's so annoying, right? It's been winter, so, weather. But when I cut my finger, I was just starting to get back into it, and then my finger I didn't want to get my finger infected. So now, I'm hoping later this week I'm going to try and go for a run and see how I feel, because I'm sure I'm going to be sore. But yeah, now that I've got all the time in the world because the end of the year and the weather's getting better, I'm just going to start running. I love running. Actually, no, I hate running. Running sucks. Running sucks. But I like how it makes me feel after. But I hate it. While I'm doing it, I'm like, this is the worst. I can't breathe. I'm sweaty and disgusting, gross. And then when I get home, I'm like, oh, that was the worst thing ever. Why did I do that? But then an hour later, I'm like, I'm glad I did that. I don't think anyone enjoys running. Come on. Not during it, anyway.
What time is it for you, Cam? Are you watching Joko Fritz?
Yeah, we're definitely watching Djokovic Fritz. Thank you for the donations. Djokovic makes the final, what's his ranking going to be? Ask me that when we watch Djokovic. I don't know what the math is. I don't think his ranking won't change that much anyway. Probably just go up to maybe 4. I don't know. But yeah, we are definitely watching Djokovic Fritz. It's going to be happening in like maybe 5 hours. Did a nice 15K this morning in a crisp autumn sun. 15 kilometers, that's wild. A nice 15. That sounds like hell. I'll be happy if I don't die after running 3. If I get to 5K and crawl back into my house, then I'm happy. Then I've accomplished something. But 15, a nice 15, that doesn't sound nice. I don't know. That doesn't sound nice at all. It sounds brutal. Yeah, just a cheeky 15. That's crazy. Try a half marathon. That's fun. No thanks. I'm good. It's just I listen to podcasts. The runs I don't enjoy are fast 5Ks. Oh, okay. Well, how long is a 15K? How long does that take you? That must take you like, I don't know. It would take me days. But what's that, like an hour, 2 hours? I enjoy 4 good laps around the track. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Djokovic is playing. I don't know where you're from, but like 7 p.m. I mean, not in New York. It's like it'll be on like 9 p.m. in New York. I enjoy a nice 15K in my car. Yeah. Me too. That's always fun, going for a drive. You got to build on it. Start with 2, then 3, then 4, and so on. Change every week. Now, look, I'm not trying to run no marathons. That's not my intention. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be training for no marathons. I won't have time to do that. My schedule wouldn't allow it. But, I mean, yeah, just like running like 3 to 5K every couple of days. I'd rather do that. That's definitely something I want to bring back into my schedule. Alexander's asking me about the Olympics in 7 years. Am I happy about the Brisbane Olympics? Sure. My wife has done about 25 marathons, including the original one in Greece. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for the company. 5 hours of polishing my car. Paint correction. Hey, nice. Has it been 5 hours? It's been 4.5. Unfortunately, we haven't had a very interesting start to the day. Unfortunately, these 2 matches were not as close as they could have been. But hopefully, that is going to change when we watch the night session. Anyways, we are going to be watching. We're going to Mexico. So we got 3 hours until the night session. So it's a perfect time to it actually works out really well. And I'm sure that the tournament did this on purpose, which is great. The US Open, I mean, they definitely knew Eala was playing in Mexico and they decided to schedule accordingly. I'm sure that's what happened. But yeah, we're going to watch Eala versus Hartono from the Netherlands. Eala's playing in Guadalajara, so we're going to go watch that while we wait for the next match in New York, which is happening in 3 hours. Eala's not playing right now, though. She's coming up in like an hour or 2, or maybe an hour. So It's not straight away. But I'll send you over there in the meantime, and we'll watch. We'll be back for Eala when she starts in, hopefully, in the next hour. Am I serious? No, I just made that all up, and I'm going to go eat breakfast. 6-4, 6-2, 6-4. Alcaraz beats Lehecka. Straight set, straightforward. Bit disappointing, Lehecka, but he made the quarterfinal, so he can't be unhappy with that. And he just lost to Alcaraz, who is pretty good at tennis. And this week has been showing how good he is. He's been so consistent this week, this tournament so far. He has shown one sign of any sort of blip that he wasn't playing well. But other than that, he has been outstanding. And he is now into the semifinals again. He's going to play the Djokovic or Fritz. They're coming up later. We'll watch them tonight. But I'll see you guys soon. Whenever the hell Mexico gets underway.